10, the captain, Cristina Chiricella, fantastic middle player. But number 13, Far, just 17 years of age, one of the best middle players I've seen on the world stage. And she's maturing, she's getting better and better. And alongside her captain, should be good in the middle today. Elena Pietrini, another teenager, 19 years of age through the wing. Miriam Silla gets a start in the wing spiker position as well. And then the rest of the substitutes just coming through for the high fives. Monica Di Gennaro is the libero for Davide Mazzanti today. She will be key in making sure this Italian service reception holds up to the task against what can be a very good Dutch serve. But a little bit of experimentation with that initial lineup. I think we may see some changes as the game goes on for the Azzurri. And for the Dutch, again, plenty of options, but plenty of height as we expect from this Dutch team. Number 18, the captain, Marit Jasper, holds the key to just keeping everything together. The blocking power comes from the likes of Timmerman through the middle and Polder. And then the outside spiking power comes from Lutikus. And also, in terms of what this coach has started, Alessandro Beltrami needs that ball control from the libero. It needs the setter, Bongas, to operate at the highest possible level. So not too many surprises on either side of the net, but certainly not the lineups you would normally expect to see as the main starting lineup for either team.
Beltrami, last-minute instructions. One of the reasons I love volleyball, it's the energy. They expend so much with the high fives and the introduction of the
never
first
stop
six.
moving.
I
Never
love
stop
that.
moving.
I love that. So let's bring you confirmation then of those that are to start here for the Netherlands and Italy. There's the setup of the Italian team. Libero Di Gennaro, super so far in the VNL and expected to be super again today in the Hong Kong Coliseum. And as Simon said, youth for the Netherlands, experience on the VNL circuit for the Dutch side. First serve, Pool 9, Week 3, Netherlands versus Italy.
And a steady start first up. Dutch getting the benefit of a fault on the net from the Italian blockers, so they immediately win that ball back. Get to serve. Timmerman, been so impressive with her blocks so far on the VNL. She's got to have a big game today.
Took a little bit of a rally for the Netherlands to take charge.
Yeah, interesting start to this one. It's not a regular lineup for Italy, so a little bit of confusion in that rally, which is, I think, why they really couldn't get the attack away. Interesting to see that Mazzanti has gone with Sorakaiti once again in the opposite position. So no room on court at the moment for Paola Egonu. But we know what an impact she'll make if she is required. I think Mazzanti would like to see this group of players, though, guiding the team through to a victory.
So high fives for Sorakaiti. Italy get up and running. Better placement of the ball, that one. No chance for the Dutch defence. Italy serve. Far defends.
Sorakaiti's favourite angle,
Yep.
likes the ball tight to the net, waits for that middle blocker not to close on the cross court, and then just hits it hard inside that 3-metre zone, so decent start from her. Silla got substituted off last week in a really tough game against Serbia. She's a brilliant outside attacker, but is her pass going to hold up to things today? Oof. Brilliant pipe attack from Pietrini, coming from the back line through position 6. It's an attack that is coming into the women's game more and more. Invented back in the 1990s by the Brazilian gold medal winning team in Barcelona for the men, but now very much part of the women's game. And it's a good service run from the young middle blocker, 17-year-old Far. Well, commentator's curse, right on cue.
So a lively start as expected. If you're new to us in volleyball, the best of 5 sets, 25 points in each of the first 4 sets. And if a tiebreaker set is needed, then it's to 15 points. Netherlands on the serve.
Well, that's that heavy Dutch serve that I was talking about. And as long as they can keep doing this, Bajans with a great serve, putting pressure on this Italian reception. And if you want to stop the big attackers attacking you at the net, then break down the pass. And you do that with good serves.
Oh, the first block was there by the Dutch, but the second one, not a chance. The speed on it, Malinov. No emotion on the face.
That was a lovely set, those of Solokaite, who goes cross court as if she's going to hit this one hard inside the 3 meters, and then look at her turn that down the line. And nearly took Knip's head off there. Great shot. And a brilliant jump serve to follow. So a few of those components coming together for Italy at the moment. They've not been quite as organised as the Dutch, but a heavy serve from Solokaite for the ace.
So the music ramped up. Solokaite on the serve. Good reaction, good defence. A round of applause from her teammates for that one.
Yeah, there's the quality of Silla. Jumps high, hits hard, and if she can keep it together on service reception, then she'll be a very valuable part of this Italian team today.
The best outside hitter at the World Championships last year, Miriam Silla.
Nice attack, sliding around the back of the setter. Very much part of the middle player's game. So Tessa Polder stands 1.89 m and uses all of that height on the slide attack past Silla. Nice tip. And that's what the power hitters can create, this opportunity to play a finesse shot. So Silla hammered the last play, didn't quite get the approach on that one, so tipped it, but the Dutch defence on the heels waiting for the big shot.
So Silla on the serve, Italy leading 7-5.
Technical timeout arriving at 8 points, the first of them, so a break for a minute enforced by the game, and our first chance to see the coaches working.
So first technical timeout out the way. Solokaite so far for Italy. 4 points, 3 on the attack, 1 on the serve. Italy's serve.
Good work, attacking off the block. Perfectly legitimate way of killing the ball. If the blockers don't penetrate the net or don't jump high enough, then this is what you can do. And another slide attack around the back from Chiricella, the Italian captain. So far, both elements of attack and defence working well for the Azzurri. Oh, that's impressive. That's really impressive. Nicole Lutakus through the outside position. 3 meters and 12 she touches on the spike. So way above a basketball ring. She's used all of that, put it straight through the legs there of Sorakaiti. Brilliant. Well, the youngsters working really well at the moment, Catherine.
They are indeed. Those decisions were made by both head coaches. It's about taking opportunities in sport. When you're given it, you grasp it with both hands. And so far, the youngsters are performing here. Italy then with a 3-point lead on their serve.
Let's hit the floor. Chance to challenge here for Italy. To ask if the ball did actually just touch the back of the hand of the floor, but I think they know that that one was down. So no challenge. Power followed by finesse once again. Just unlucky there. Good effort from Malinov, the Italian setter. Unfamiliar side of court. Sorakaiti usually plays right side through the opposite spiking position, but one rotation she has to play left side, and that's it. So not quite the same familiar hitting pattern for her.
Kept in nicely, but killed off by the Italians. A 2-goal advantage now for the Italian team.
Yeah. Sorakaiti getting it right this time. Knew the cross court had been closed down by the blockers, who just whipped it down the line for a great spike, 11-9. There was a chance there for the Dutch to level the score, and there'll be another chance now after that Pietrini miss. Both of these nations have a talent program that brings the young players into a National League squad that play in the highest division. So Club Italia for Italy, developing lots of players like Farr and Pietrini. And then on the other side of the net for the Dutch, it's called the Talent Squad. And the likes of Indy Bayens, who we've seen play so well in the number 17 shirt so far. She has come through that particular pathway. Great way of developing players who might not necessarily get a professional contract up against some of the big stars in that league. Good recycle. No. Well, we tend to say in volleyball, don't let the middle players volley the ball, and unfortunately Farr having to go in there for a set. I promise you their skills are a lot better than we give them credit for, but if she could have that one back, she would. And the Dutch get let off the hook there. Going outside the antenna, so out of court. Point the Dutch. Off the block from Silla. And this is where Italy's problem will be today. If the Dutch keep serving well and they can't control the ball on service reception, we call that out of system. And the likes of Silla and Sorakaiti are going to have to make some big plays today to keep it ticking over for Italy.
Oh, there you go, right on cue, Simon.
Well, she's one of the best servers in the world. The frightening thing is that the player on the bench that will come on for her, Paola Egonu, is just easily one of the best servers on the planet. So it's terrifying, the strength in depth that Italy have. And an ace serve, another one for Sorakaiti, who started this game well. 2 aces for her, 6 points overall, and timeout forced on the Netherlands. So 2 timeouts per set, one of them used by the Dutch because Italy going on another decent run here. Now, Have they disturbed Sotokaiti's concentration? No, she goes off pace to make sure it goes in. And this should be another point here for Italy. Great first ball option from Malinov. That's the value of having a taller setter that can jump and hit. Not just there to distribute the ball, Malinov there as well to be a threat at the net. This is very nicely played. In terms of the international game, Italy away and clear here. 4 points up. Make it 5. And that brings up our second technical timeout. Catherine, Italy completely in control.
Well, they're settling in now with a 5-point lead. A little bit shaky at the start, sorting out those rotations, as you say, Simon. A little bit of confusion in the Italy setup early doors. A serve speed of 99 kilometres an hour.
Yeah, that was good. But Igonu hit one at 109 kilometres per hour last week, which we think is the world record for women's serve in volleyball.
So the technical timeouts being taken. Netherlands having to regroup here as Italy start to find their rhythm in their first match of week 3.
Miriam Silla, number 17, 5 points at the moment to her name. Silla's hitting power at the net will be so difficult for the Dutch to keep under control today. She's mixed it up nicely, bit of power, bit of finesse. But the Dutch will know if they can put the number 17 for Italy under pressure from the service line, they might be able to claw a few of those points back. But at the moment, it's all working for number 17, Miriam Silla. Oh, wow. Well, our feature player coming up with another big play. Service was heavy from Sotokaiti. Brilliant hit from the Dutch as well outside, but super defence from Italy to just recycle the ball in transition. Silla hammers it away.
How do you defend against that?
It's very difficult too. You've got to get your blockers working at the net. That's your first option to stop it. And Dutch have the height, but they're not getting lined up. And Sotokaiti is just bombing aces from the baseline. That's 4 for her now. And we're only 2/3 of the way through the first set. That is frightening, especially when you consider the talent that can come on. And I think one Jasper is going to replace another here. No, in fact, Marit Jasper has held her place on court, so it was Indy Bajans that is off. Well, we'll get there in the end. In fact, it was Litquisi that is off to try and bring some kind of stabilisation into the pass, and she is ripping them to pieces at the moment. This is too good.
In the meanwhile, Sotokaiti carries on doing what she's doing, another ace. She had 9 aces at the end of week 2, the Italian.
Yeah, she had a quiet week.
She had a quiet week. She wasn't happy with that at the end of week 2 with 9 aces so far in the VNL. And as Simon says, the Dutch somehow have to combat this.
Second timeout called by Alessandra Beltrami. And he's not happy. Coaches will go through the gears. They'll be quiet, encouraging. They'll supply the tactical information, the statistics, but there also comes a point in the game when you just have to say, for goodness sake, do your job. Easier said than done, especially against a serve like Sotokaiti, and the Italian players just look so relaxed down there on court. And why wouldn't you? 19-11 up. And again, it's coming back. Brilliant, but it's out. Goodness me.
So even when the Dutch, the Netherlands team do keep it in, it's only momentarily before the power of the serve of Sotokaiti. Gosh, she's got a world-class volleyball shoes on today, hasn't she? Here she goes again. Italy serve 9 up in the first set.
Sporting gesture, I think we call that. Otherwise this set would have been over in rapid time. But that 8-point lead, every team will tell you on the VNL, 8 points is good enough to win the set from here. So this is about the Dutch now, just trying to find some momentum heading to set 2. Nicely done from Sotokaiti again, and a good pass as well from Miriam Silla. I think we'll see the Dutch targeting the number 17 with their services to try and cause cause Italy some problems. But as long as you've got Sorokaiti or Ogonu as a release on the safety ball, you can still make the point.
Oh, the defence from Silla comes back. Italy are punishing the Netherlands now with a 10-point lead in this first set. Sorokaiti now 11.6 attacks, 5 serves. Absolutely superb from the Italians in this first set. Continuing where they left off with that big win against Serbia at the end of week 2. Nice.
Beautifully done. And that's what you have to do as a middle blocker in particular. Penetrating the net is so important, getting those arms and those hands over. And Captain Chiricella alongside Pietrini doing that. Watch the number 10 here for Italy, reaching in and shutting down the cross court on Bajans. And at the moment, the Netherlands don't know what to do. And another block for Chiricella. Italy running away with this opening set.
24-12. A chance for Italy to seal up the first set here. Silla on the serve.
It matters not. They don't have to get another serve in. They've just got to kill the ball once off the Dutch serve. And it will be 1-0 Italy. Back goes Tessa Polder. Well, not the greatest of passes, but once again, Malinov sorts it out at the net. And Italy take it home.
Nice and easy. Took a few minutes for the Italians to get into their stride in this first set here at the Hong Kong Coliseum. They win the first set 25-13. So we've talked a lot about Sorokaiti and Silla, Simon, for the Italians in that first set. That's to be expected, the big guns, the big names delivering. So let's have a quick look at the serve, which is just working so well for Italy.
Yeah, the service patterns for both teams would have been very important in this opening set. For the Dutch, they've got specific targets that they want to pick on. For Italy, not so much of a problem for them. It's more about where the attack is going to come from. And that's what they're going to try and close down with their serving. But first of all, let's just take a look back at some of the highlights from the opener.
So 25-13, Italy take the first set here. Here's some statistics for you. 17 attacks. Opponent errors as well. 7-1 for the Netherlands. And that main statistic, Simon, 25-13. The statistics reflective of that first set scoreline.
Yeah, 6-8 serves demolished by Sorokaiti at the service line. 17 points in attack just means Italy kept turning the scoreboard over. And let's take a look at those serve placements that we mentioned. Well, very specifically, they're following Miriam Silla around, the Dutch. And for the Italians, they're just spreading the serve around, but really trying to put the ball down the right side of court so they can see where the ball is all the time. And then it means the setter has to go quite a distance on the reverse if she wants to find the power of Indy Bajans.
So the Netherlands squad have it all to do here. Silla wanders back on court. The usual high fives all around. And it's the Dutch that are scratching their head at the moment. I mentioned just that the 2 wins so far on the VNL. The one in week 1, their last match of week 1 against Serbia, and a 3-0 win over Korea when they played in Belgrade, and they had that win against Bulgaria in week 2 as well. But they're coming up against the might of Italy, who are in super duper form. I was saying, Simon, about Italy and the program that they have, and the Netherlands and the program that they have. Italy dominant in European club volleyball in the Champions League for men and women. The future looking bright as they head towards Tokyo 2020. Set 2.
Yeah, Italian volleyball really on a high at the moment. As you said, dominating in Europe and looking to dominate at the world level. And it's always a clue, I think, if you bring on players that might normally be on the bench at the start of an international and they're winning a match against a talented squad like the Netherlands as easily as this, it just underlines how much strength and depth there is for the Azzurri. Far with the serve for Italy. Decent dig from Pietrini. And a recycle from Sorokaiti, but this is coming back easy. Goodness me. Well, Italy known for their ability to organise at the net. The blocking function for Italian teams has always been great over the decades. And that's another good one, and Chiricella has started well.
It's the height that is generated, 2.24 meters, the height of the women's volleyball net. Some of these athletes have the spring and bounce to make it look a lot shorter than that.
Too much spring and bounce in that serve from Far. But keep an eye on her. She hasn't had a real chance to open her shoulders and attack yet, but Far very impressive in that front line. But she goes off now to be replaced by the libero, Di Gennaro. Another very impressive player in that different coloured shirt for Italy. Well, that was not planned to be completely like that. Chiricella with what's called the paintbrush, so being set the ball and brushing underneath it, and that actually creates a little fake shot that the defenders are going to find almost impossible to play. Back to the big serve. Trouble. Oh, dear me. Well, she knew what she was trying to do with this serve. Didn't really hit it that well, but I'm afraid at the moment this Dutch service reception are just rabbits caught in the headlights for the Sorokaiti serve.
4-1 Italy on the serve again.
With every point you make on the court, remember you can make errors, and those points, those errors that you hand over to the other team can be deducted from your overall score. They will be by the coaches. They're not deducted, though, on the actual score sheets, the statistics for the players. So Miriam Silla adds another one to her impressive tally so far. So Silla's gone to 7. Shoving that down the front of Bayan's block. And that takes Silla back to the service line.
Ooze from the crowd. The rally continues.
Good rally. Shame it finished on an error from Sorokaiti, but the Dutch there showing some real resolve. Little look across at the coach from the setter on the Dutch side of the net, Britt Bongertz. She's having a tough time of it because the service reception is not there. Dutch playmaker can't make the plays, and Italy won't make that one either. That's an ace. Nicely delivered by Lidekhuis.
So Netherlands getting themselves back in this one. They're 4 down at one point.
2 aces in a row for the number 17. Hat-trick would go down nicely. Top scorer for the Dutch at the moment, Uda Lidekhuis, number 17, 4 points for her, 2 aces. Too much. On comes Far into the front court for Italy. Keep an eye on her in attack. Faults, unfortunately, from the Dutch at the net. Net is completely out of bounds, but the centre line as well. You can't put any part of your body completely over the centre line into your opponent's court. Well spotted by the second official. Good block by Far as well to set that opportunity up. Chiricella, the Italian captain, with the serve. Overpass. And there we go. That's the range that Far offers the setter. Up in the air, nice and early, easy to find. The technical timeout arrives with Italy back in control.
Well, control is the word of the day so far for Davide Mazzanti and his team. Must be pleased with the way they're playing today and in the VNL so far. Put in place after the Rio Olympics in 2016. Mazzanti clearly working on that 4-year cycle towards the Tokyo Olympics in 2020. They were 9th in Rio, and if they keep playing like this, Simon, the Italians are moving and are shaking after their silver medal in the World Championships last year. That all-European final, of course, with Serbia. And they're doing some good stuff so far, and Sorakaiti there, well, we're highlighting her because she's just on fire today.
She's playing quite brilliantly, but the whole of the Italian squad looking pretty relaxed down there. It's interesting, after an Olympic Games, if a team has played well and senior players have left, then very often the coaching job, the next coach in, that can be the poison chalice. But for Mazzanti, Italy underperformed again at the Olympics, retained a lot of good players with some really good new players in the squad. So I think Mazzanti picked up probably the dream job in women's volleyball after Rio.
And so far, he'll definitely be thinking so. As his team lead here in this second set. Remember, they won the first set 25-13.
The referee says that's missed the court. The two end line judges as well confirming that. It's a chance for a first challenge of the match here. I think that is what is going to happen. Alessandro Beltrami explaining to his players, look, we might as well use it. We've got 2 challenges. We might as well use it, just slow the game up here. Not sure how convinced they are that the ball was in or out. It looked close to the line, but we'll see.
So the anticipation builds.
He's got it. Great call.
Great shout.
Take a bow, Alessandro Beltrami. And look at that reaction. He was not expecting that. But from our view, it was a lot closer than he thought.
It's his highlight so far, probably Beltrami.
He's their top scorer now, apart from Maluti. Yeah, just talking the players through how that decision to challenge was reached.
That's nice, though. A little confidence boost for the Netherlands side, trailing by 2 in this second set.
And here's the key. Just keep siding out. So every time your opponents serve at you, put the ball away, put another point on the scoreboard. That's very tough to play against. Too much from Far. Just a little look to the referee to ask if that had touched a finger on the block, but I don't think Italy are going to challenge here. So it is the Dutch point. A lot of youngsters in this team. Here's one of them, 18-year-old Indy Bejans from that talent development squad. But at the moment, this is looking a bit tough. Dutch players taking time here to settle and find any sort of a foothold in this game. Well, Italy trying a few things here, not quite working at the moment. We've had the miss from Far, and this little side tandem attack, just popping the ball over the middle blocker to Silla, the wing player. She tried to bite off a little more than was available. Sorakaiti once again sorts it out. And that's the value of having that big opposite player, Catherine. As soon as you are out of system, so you don't have control of the ball, you just need a big weapon to be able to get the ball to. Sorakaiti is that player at the moment for Italy.
She she's steering the ship well so far for the Italian side. Oh.
First decent pass that Bongas has had for a while, but unfortunately she telegraphed that set to the reverse on the slide. Easy read for Miriam Silla. Monster block. Holder shut down. Dutch scoring run brought to a close. Far with another serve. And that's what you'll get from young athletes in any sport. You'll get inconsistency. Far, though, when she's brilliant, is just one of the best in the world. But you'll get a few mistakes here and there.
Holder with the serve. Oh.
Beautiful.
Good monster block.
And that's what the Dutch need. They need to start shutting down the Italian attackers at the net. And a monster block from Timmerman alongside Bongas, who got most of this. It was all Timmerman. Middle blocker shutting down the cross court. The Netherlands' best blocker at the moment on the VNL is 20-year-old Eline Timmerman, and she's just got another one to the list there. No. Double touch on the setter, Malinov. As a former setter, I can tell you that Malinov was thinking about how much of a dent in the Dutch court her attackers were going to make there, and she forgot about the vital part, the set.
And it brings the Netherlands back to 1. 12-11 in this second set. Silla again.
Well, for the first time in the game, we've got some encouraging signs for the Netherlands, and it looks like they've finally played themselves into this match. And Mazzanti, the Italian coach, forced into a timeout. So a moral victory for the team in orange.
And it all started from Beltrami getting that decision on the challenge.
It did. It
the
did.
confidence it gave the team. Right, something is going our way.
I like Mazzanti's style. He knows that the elite players in his squad don't really need too much of that coaching in the middle of a game, so he lets them speak, he lets them have an opinion. And just seems to really enjoy his time there down on the sidelines. When he needs to, he'll be tough. And that was one of those timeouts where he just needed to remind the players what the job was.
He's coached several clubs in the Italian leagues before moving into the national team. And getting what he wants from his players, but having the timeout because it's 12 apiece in this second set. Italy were cruising at one point, started trying new things, as you say, Simon, but now having to go back to make sure that the basics are in place here, because the Netherlands, you're saying they're doing flashes of good stuff here, and they've got themselves back into this second set. Now it's got to be maintained, though.
Back round to the Sorokaite service rotation that did all the damage in set one. And another heavy serve produces the overpass, which every middle blocker is just waiting for, the chance to just smack one back as it comes over the net. And the captain, Chiricella, obliging for 14-12.
Chiricella was instrumental in that win against Serbia. She had a good start to that game. Playing her part again. The Dutch are hanging in here.
Yep, doing all the right things, siding it out, taking the ball back to the service line, using Malinov as a target. She's one of the shorter Italian players, so can't quite have the same impact at the net in the block. But then you have to follow that up with good serving, and Bongas into the net. That is not what the Dutch needed there. Back to a 2-point cushion for Italy. Both teams just going off the boil at the service line at the moment. And a chance here before we get to the second technical timeout for the Dutch to draw level and maybe even move ahead. They've got Timmermans in the front line, so the best blockers there, ready to go. And the ace serve delivers the point they were looking for.
gaining a bit of confidence now, the orange of Netherlands, going toe-to-toe with Italy in this second set. It was a 12-point loss in the first set, but they're finding a bit of rhythm. Disturbing the Italian setup, making them remember that they're here in this week 3 first match.
And for the second time in the game, back-to-back aces from Luquez puts the Netherlands ahead at 16-15 in the second technical timeout.
So the Italians are not going to have it all their own way here, potentially, at the Hong Kong Coliseum. A reminder, this is the first match of Pool 9 in week 3 of the VNL. Netherlands, Italy coming up later. China and Japan, another eagerly anticipated head-to-head battle. Sorakaiti, 13 points, 7 on the attack, 6 on the serve. The smile is there for the Italian, and it's moves like that. It's that contrast, isn't it, Simon, between the power and the attack and then the finesse and the tips.
Yeah, you want your opposite player to be in the high 20s, 30s in terms of how much they score in a match. And Sorakaiti well on the way. An experienced player at 30 years of age, so she knows when the ball is there to be hit, and boy, does she hit it. She also knows when finesse is required, and she's used that kind of, that part of her game really well today.
Heading towards 100 caps for Italy, Sorakaiti.
Well, that's a cheap point from Malinov. I think when the setter goes over with 2 hands, so actually volleys the ball over the net from that far off the net as well, the Dutch will be really disappointed they haven't defended this. Sorakaiti getting the reuse off the block, and then Malinov, cheeky play. Unfortunately for the Dutch, that really should have been brought back in.
So 16 apiece.
Business end now of this second set. If you think of those 2 technical timeouts as splitting the set into 3. So you've got your start, your middle phase, and now the business end. And this is where it really matters. And the Dutch just wanted to be level with the Italians coming into this part of set 2.
Timmerman on the serve. Oh, yes.
That's been aces galore so far in this match. Another one for the Dutch. That brings them up to 6. Italy have scored 7. Really good serve, putting Silla under pressure. That's the player they're targeting, Silla. They've served her again. And a great block on Pietrini. And the game plan for the Dutch, for the moment, is working. Monster block from Bayens out there on the wing. That is some shutdown. And Italy have got a few issues here. So another timeout for Davide Mazzanti. Timeouts remaining then for the Italians. Indication that they are having some problems here. Mazzanti, I'm sure they're just discussing a possible change of playing staff with Giulia Cesare Bregoli as assistant coach. That might happen if Italy lose another point here. Timmerman with a good service run. Better pass. Not a great set though from Malinov. Another chance to score for the Dutch. And not taken, thanks to the brilliance of Di Gennaro, keeping Italy in that rally. Pick up from Di Gennaro, not happy that she hasn't put it on the setter's head. And Pietrini mishits that one out of the back. The Dutch once again go to a 3-point cushion, and that should be enough to win this set.
Well, they hit the 2-0, 20 playing 17. It's a good turnaround by the Dutch, clearly rattled by the thumping of 25-13 in the first set. But have regrouped. Asians with the serve.
Well, they don't need to worry about the serve too much at the moment, the Dutch. Just keep siding the ball out and they can win this set from here. Player on court, another talent team player, Annick Meijers, number 21. That brings a second substitution. So Sarah Van Allen, the setter. This is a double substitution. This is a familiar tactic in volleyball. So Vajan's out, Van Allen in, and it basically means the Dutch have flipped their rotation on its head. So the playmakers in the back court, they've got 3 spikers in the front line, and they're going to try and force it home from here. And that's why you make that substitution. Keep the big players on in the front court. Another monster block from the Dutch.
Look at that, no way through for the Italians. De Gennaro gets herself back up off the floor. Netherlands serve, getting a sniff at a victory here in this second set to bring it all level with Italy.
Right onto the sideline from Miriam Siller, and when you jump as high as she does, those options to hit those angles are open. Still got to hit him. Comes far, and in comes Villani. So we're getting a middle blocker, well, supposed to be getting a middle blocker coming off and a wing spiker coming on. But I think we're going to see a challenge first before that substitution happens. Just going to ask the question. Got some challenges remaining. He's been good so far, so he's asking whether this is ball in or ball out. If it's out, then the Dutch keep the point. It's well in. Second time not so lucky for Beltrami.
Like you say, Simon, 2 challenges a set. Thought he'd have a go with it. Didn't get the result that he wanted that time, the Dutch coach.
So Villani in. She's in to serve and specifically play some defence and pass instead of far. So this is a tactical substitution. Good server, Villani. Beautiful hit. That is wonderfully finished down the line by Annick Meijers. New opposite spiker on court, and that substitution from Beltrami is working. Terrific hit. I think Villani's going to immediately lose her place on court so that the libero De Gennaro can come back in for Italy.
Holder serves, hits the net. Oh.
And Sorokaite sorts it out. It's a familiar story for the Italians at the moment. Out of system, go to Sorokaite, and she'll get the job done. Hits this heavily enough off the block for it to go all the way across and out of court. Oh dear, for the Dutch. Well, if there's a way back into this set, it's through Sorokaite. Takes the pace off, so the Dutch pass it. Point chance, though. Brilliant. From De Gennaro. Aware that she had to get into the air to jump set that inside the 3-metre zone, and finds Pietrini on the pipe attack, and that was beautifully executed out of system.
And all of a sudden the Italians are back to just 1 goal behind in this second set, 22 playing 21.
Yeah, hence the timeout from Beltrami. Not really anything to do with making a point to his players. This was purely to stop Sorokaite at the service line and make her think about the next one, which is really important. The next serve for the number 1 for Italy has to be a good one. She took the pace off that first serve to keep it in. She might have to do the same thing again here.
De Gennaro. And the libero vest for Italy. Shouting instructions, the experienced Italian star. But here we go then. The tactical timeout to disrupt the Italian rhythm has been made.
Good work. It did force Sorokaite to hit a slower serve. The Dutch controlled it, and Meijers has been superb since she's come on court, but it's going to be a case of, well played, you're off, because that double substitution is now going to be reversed, which means we have Bayerns back in the front line, and we have the starting setter Britt Bongerts in the back line, and the Dutch have 3 tall players, tall attacking players in the front court once again. Oh, whoa! What a hit from Silla. A super spike from Silla, who quickly inquires. as to the health of the Dutch player that took the brunt of that one. That was phenomenal.
A super spike indeed. Look at this. Oh, gosh.
Well, the defender on the Dutch side of the net only had time to blink and shut her mouth, and that was it. The point was over. Bozzetti on for Silla. That's a good call from Davide Mazzanti, and that's why Bozzetti's on. Makes the defence. Pietrini can't put it away. And off the block and out. Now, Italy just asking whether they're going to challenge this, because they think maybe this actually hit the net tape and not the arms, and I think we will see a challenge here. Brilliant pickup from Bozzetti. Well, did that come over and touch Pietrini's arm? If it did, then this will be the Dutch point. But if it didn't, then it's Italy that will take a valuable point here at a critical time in this set, as Davide Mazzanti is explaining. Here we go then. So, did this touch the block? And that's why the captain, Chiricella of Italy, immediately asked the teenager Pietrini, did you touch it? Because Chiricella said she didn't touch it. Pietrini said she didn't, hence the challenge now. So we wait. And this is a huge point. Difference between set point and 23 all. Here we go. Yeah, that's caught a piece of the arm. So off the net tape, into the arm, and out of court means point to the Dutch. Worth the challenge though. Two set points though to the team in orange.
A big serve needed. Oh, that's got snow on it.
And they've done it. Great recovery from this Dutch team, forcing the Italians into a free ball. Little bit of fortune on the serve, but then they took their chance quite brilliantly, Catherine.
Oh, they did, and what a turnaround. Netherlands playing very smartly indeed. Alessandro Beltrami making changes, disrupting the play of the Italians and turning round a one-set deficit to win the second set 25-22.
Problem for the Netherlands, though, Catherine, is that with the quality that Italy have on the bench, I don't know that you really want to wake up the sleeping giant, because we may see the likes of Bozzetti starting, we may see a Gonu come into the action, we may see Sorakaiti switch to a wing spiker position. All sorts of options for Italy.
So it's game on in Hong Kong. They're the highlights so far of this match between the Netherlands and Italy. And the statistics, Simon, well, they're showing the game of two halves. One set all Italy, one set now the Netherlands.
Yeah, the Netherlands still not attacking as efficiently as they would like, but they're making enough points on block and serve to cause Italy some problems. And then you factor in the Italian opponent errors, and all of a sudden the Netherlands have got a set-winning score. And we are now 1-1, and Italy may have their hand forced here with regard to substitutions. Now, in terms of those contact points, you want the setter to be contacting the ball in the green zone. That means all the attackers are available to set to, but unfortunately the service reception from the Netherlands just isn't efficient enough. Italy, however, are getting that ball to Malinov in the zone that matters, and Malinov able to run multiple combinations of attackers. However, for Italy, didn't quite work in the business end of set 2. The Dutch played some good volleyball there, and it looks like this orange team are back in it.
They are indeed, and a reminder, the Netherlands have only won 2 matches so far in the VNL. Italy only have 1 loss, so 1 set apiece. Poised into this 3rd set. As Simon said, we're potentially expecting changes to be made, but first, points on the board in this 3rd set go to the Italian team, who must be riled, Simon. They started so well, they started strongly once they'd sorted themselves out, and they've let the Dutch back into this, and they need Silla here to continue her good run of form. 11 points on the board so far for her, 9 from attack, 1 block and 1 serve.
Yeah, I think the problem for Italy is they just didn't get a fair indication of how good the Dutch are out there on court, because set 1 was easy. Too many mistakes. We're going to see a challenge here. And Lutquis convinced this one touched the block. So the question on the challenge being asked by the Italian coach is, did this touch the Italian block? If it did, it'll be the Dutch point. The Dutch will retain that challenge. What we're looking for on these super slow-mos from the cameras that are placed all the way around the playing surface, we're just looking for a slight movement of a finger or a hand, or we're looking for the ball deflecting off an arm or an elbow. There we go, it's a little rattle of the fingers. Is this? Yeah, thumb on the right hand of Chiricella. It's a point to the Dutch. Good challenge from them. Well, Lutquis was absolutely convinced once she landed, so that was the right thing to do. Just said to the coach, press the buzzer for the challenge. We are going to get the point. And she's absolutely right.
Holder to serve then for the Netherlands.
Good pass. Nicely played. Over on 2 from Malinov. Always a threat when they get the ball to the net. Nicely done from the Italian playmaker. And I like what Davide Mazzanti's done here. He's said to his Azzurri team, look, you've got us in this mess, you get us out of it. So no substitutions yet for Italy. Touch the block, says the referee, so the Dutch might have to challenge this again. No, it looks to me as if Zimmerman has said, no, that caught a piece of my block, so no challenge for the Dutch. Good game management from them. Very important those discussions happen just after the point. Chiricella serves, the Italian captain. Oh, superb. That's a clever bit of work from Sarah Van Allen. So the Dutch starting with their backup setter, the 19-year-old, and the key always in those jousts is touch the ball second. If you do that, you can win the point. Work from Pietrini. Alongside Farr, one of 2 Italian players on court at the moment that have come through the Club Italia system. The young players getting to play in the top division. It was an idea of the director of volleyball, Julio Velasco, former Italian coach, and it's worked a treat. Good block from Farr, the other Club Italia player, and now they're alongside each other at the net. Scrappy rally, great defence. Free ball though to the Dutch, should be their point. And it is. Great rally.
Just the right time. The Netherlands pick up the point as Italy was starting to creep away in this 3rd set. But a good rally that. But it was set up for the Netherlands to take the point, which they did after the rally.
And Now, things starting to work pretty well for the Dutch here. So we've got Lundqvist as their leading scorer. And in terms of the blockers, Timmerman just starting to come to life here. People get frustrated watching volleyball and watching service errors because it's the only time of the game when you've actually got control of the ball. It's a closed skill. But if you serve an easy serve, it will come back with interest. And that's a cracker on the line from Pietrini. Ace for her.
Not quite sure she realised it was an ace until it was pointed out, and then understandably the usual celebrations continue. And she's back to hopefully back that up with another one.
Good work, well closed down. Sorakaiti gone a bit wide, but Farr didn't follow her. Knew that ball was coming diagonally across the court. Got up to make the stop. So normal service has been resumed for the Italians. 3-point lead. Touch, say the Dutch. Referee agrees. No challenge from the Italians, so point once again to the Netherlands. Just got to keep pace here with Italy through the first two phases of this third set. Put her back into that one, Sorakaiti. Just heard the grunt as she hit the ball. She put some real effort into that shot. She knew it was important. And that first technical timeout arrives. Italy in control.
So a slight frown on the face of Davide Mazzanti, the head coach of the Italian team. Flying in that first set, 25-13. That's the second set by 3 goals to 22-25. Starting to get a feel in this third set here. This first match of week 3. The VNL circuit coming into this third week. Italy third in the table with just that one loss on 15 points, along with Turkey, the USA, and the challenger team Poland. They really want to continue the run of form that they had at the back end of week 2, the Italians, but the Netherlands team are making them work for it here.
It's more like it from the Dutch captain, Marit Jasper, at last getting a decent flat ball outside with enough disturbance on the Italian block to create the space. Look at that, 89.9 kilometers per hour. Hit that ball hard. And that will please Beltrami, who in the last timeout was telling his Dutch players that he didn't like the inconsistency of their performance. One brilliant play followed by some errors, and he wants to see a much more consistent approach to this game. Good finish though from Silla, nice response from Italy. And that's what you expect to see in world-class volleyball. That scoreboard just ticking over point for point, trading points all the way through.
It's the power, it's the speed, and that combination for Sorakaiti makes it absolutely impossible for the Dutch to return that one. 15 points now, Sorakaiti. 9 on the attack, 6 on the serve. And here she comes again. And the Dutch have returned that one, kept it in.
Good dig to Gennaro. Silla though out of system and off the net. Has a good old go at this one and absolutely convinced it's touched the block. Yeah, and there we go. Confirmation from the Italian captain, who's the sensible head on court. Didn't get too emotional about that. Just looked across at Mazzanti and said, yeah, this touched. So we're going to get a challenge. The question asked is, did this touch the block? There you go. Just a little tickle on the fingers on the right hand of the blocker, and Miriam Silla's optimism was completely well placed.
So another timeout call by the Dutch team.
Open before, they never, they play one stick before, but we don't get that much, okay? So you can open, you stay here and wait, only block. We are only too early. We jump, we come down, and they try to go with our hands. So wait, and close down on the ball. Let's go!
So the Italian, Alessandro Beltrami, speaking in English, of course, to his Dutch team, giving them the instructions here. They've fought so hard to keep into this match with that second set win. Sorakaiti continues to be on fire on the serve. De Janeiro to Silla. The Italians will try again. Look at Silla poised on the outside line, but good defensive work from the Netherlands.
Brilliant work. Transition play from the Netherlands, just keeping that ball off the floor, giving themselves another chance to attack. And the captain, Marit Jasper, does the rest. And it is Jasper back at the service line. Just brilliant. Superb pickup from Knip, the libero. 26-year-old libero for the Dutch, plays for the wonderfully named Ladies in Black Aachen Club. Just proving her quality there with a great pickup on Pietrini. And that is what is causing Alessandro Beltrami some concerns on the sideline. And it's one step forward, one step back for the Dutch at the moment.
So 4 goals down in this second set. Silla on the serve.
Good swing. Chiricella been a bit quiet, the Italian captain, for a set and a half. But a classic slide D attack. So the middle player not running in front on a quick ball, but sliding around the back of the setter, taking off from one leg, which is the only time that you'll see a volleyball player do that, because 2 legs are better than 1 usually. It just allows the extension for the hit. And Italy with another point chance here. Pietrini gets a recycle. And a nice feed to Chiricella. It's all coming together again for the Azzurri.
Well, one of the tallest on court, Chiricella, 194 centimetres, nearing it on 200 caps for the Italians. Now they're starting to get back into a bit of rhythm. Silla serves, Silla defends. And again, Silla defends.
Fantastic stuff from both teams. Dutch doing what they had to do there, staying patient, going again for the hit. Despite Silla's best attentions, this one not staying in court. But now the Dutch have to do something off the back of the point. They've got to serve well here. Well, they were trying to get Myers into the play, but they've messed up the substitution call there, so that's not going to happen. Oh, well read. Easily read by Pietrini. Saw Sarah Van Allen was shaping to hit that second ball and just waited and put the block up. Good timing from her.
You hear the PA system. They're all knowledgeable fans, of course, inside the Hong Kong Coliseum, but it's good to point out a monster block when a good move is made. And there are some good moves being made. Next up, it's the Italian serve, Captain Chiricella. 8 points so far, 6 on the attack and 2 blocks.
Every time, isn't it? You build a player up at the service line, they miss.
That won't go on to her positive statistics. So 5 behind now, Netherlands, in this third set. They've worked so hard to keep in this match. Oof.
Another heavy hit from Solikaiti. There we go, second technical timeout arrives, and Italy once again in control of a set. 13 points then for Ludquis. The number 17 for the Dutch, doing her job out there on court. It's been a tough time for them so far. They've been poor in set 1, they're not competing in set 3. But Ludquis has been one of the consistent factors, just keep scoring points. She's on 13, on the Italian side of the net, Silla on 13. But at the moment, leading the scoring stats in this match, Solikaiti, courtesy largely of those 7 aces. Unbelievable. Malinov, the latest defender from the service line. But for Italy at the moment, Catherine, it's a side-out game. So they don't have to get another serve in court. They just have to keep siding the ball out, and they could win this set from there. But in the business end, you don't want to be missing too many serves. That will be called. Gone into Dutch airspace. And Malinov not allowed to play it there. It's that referee signal of the arm being placed over the top of the net. It's an ace into the corner. And Ludquis adds another point to her tally.
Italy left that one. I thought
the Dutch thought it was in as well, and it's no challenge, so... Oh, goodness me, the serving contest continues. Someone's going to get one in a minute, and we'll have a rally. It does sometimes happen. Both teams go off the boil at the same time at the service line. Just have to be a little bit careful here. Don't want to give too much momentum to the Dutch.
Well, just as you say that, Simon, timeout is called. Still no sign of any changes by Davide Mazzanti. We all know the firepower that the Italians have on the bench.
Yeah, Igonu's still got a tracksuit top on. That would have been an ideal opportunity, I think, to bring her into the play. So bring Alessia Oro on as setter and do that double substitution. So Igonu would come in along with Oru, but no sign of that at the moment. Good pass from Di Gennaro on the reverse to Solikaiti. And there's her bread and butter shot. She's very good on the cross court, but it just opens things up on the line for her, and she hits it so well.
I suppose, Simon, for Mazzanti, well, his team now have still the lead in this third set as Far departs. Villani takes on the serve. Maybe no real urgency at the moment. They are in control of this third set, the Italians. I believe, you know, 1 or 2 mistakes from both of the sides.
Well, just caught the block, says the referee. Italy celebrating. Silla, the first one to say to the bench, no touch at all. So we're going to see a challenge from Italy here. And Silla saying to Mazzanti, I'm the one that knows, because I'm the only blocker it could have hit. And Mazzanti finally relents and goes with his players.
I think translated means, are you sure? I'm gonna go for it if you're sure. So a block touch challenge by the Italians.
Well, Hawkeye will tell us whether this caught a piece of Silla's hand, and from that angle there straight away you can see it's not going to touch anything.
Well, the crowd go, oh.
Well, there we go. When it's up and close to you like that, it's quite tough for an official to see a decision that close. That's why the technology in volleyball now with Hawkeye is so important and such a vital part of the game. Point Italy, Villani with another serve. Better. And that's what you can do when you get the ball onto your setter's head. Great run from the Dutch.
The Italians creeping towards the 20 mark. Oh, good point. Villani just had to cower over for that Dutch point.
Great pick up. Knip really playing well in this set, the Dutch libero, but she couldn't play that one. And that's a clever play from Malinov, going back to the same player for the second attack. Can be just as effective as a combination play. And Chiricella providing the kill. There's the pick up from Knip, the recycle, but that's the second set, and the Dutch weren't ready for that. Back to Sorakaiti again, more pain from the service line for the Dutch. And they get it sorted out straight away. Good work out of system from the team in orange.
So they're keeping in this one, the Dutch team. Sorakaiti just lets it go. So on the serve for the Netherlands. 4 points behind in this third set. Silla ready and poised when needed on the far line.
Oh dear, and just when they needed Luquist to find another kill for them, it's her first miss hit of the game, and it's a big one. Flies out of play. Italy get away with it, put another point on the board in this race to 25. Silla substituted, in comes Lucia Bozzetti, one of the most experienced players in this Italian lineup. On to serve and play defence. Might even stay on for the pass as well. Good call from Davide Mazzanti, apart from the fact that Bozzetti's missed the serve. Doesn't want to make eye contact with her coach. Still a very handy cushion for Italy, though. 4 points up. Well, that was so far in, and that was very unusual. Uncharacteristic error there from Di Gennaro.
And Italy letting the Netherlands get on a bit of a roll here. Now just 3 points down in the third set. Timeout called by Italy, understandably so. Making hard work of this, the Italians, aren't they, Simon? 21-18 after that 12-point win in the first set. Just keeping the door open enough for the Netherlands to get a bit of a sniff at this. And they're not shaking them off in any shape or form. We looked at the head-to-heads, didn't we, at the start of the programme today. Very close statistically, historically, with matches. But the form that Italy came into week 3, we were expecting something a little bit more dominant from the Italian side. But the Netherlands are showing their class. Youngsters are stepping up, delivering when given the opportunity. And they're just 3 points now off the Italian team in this third set.
Well, with no Silla on court, rather than serve Bozzetti or Di Gennaro, they've gone to Pietrini. And Pietrini with a great pass into Malinov, and then gets the set herself and puts it away to restore the 4-point margin. Nice pick up from the Italian captain. Great piece of defence from the middle blocker. And again. Oh, great touch from Knip. Oh! And Farr just proving what an absolute prospect she is. 17 years of age, remember. And she can do that already.
Some wonderful defensive moves by both sides. Chiricella now with the serve for Italy. Important move this for the Netherlands. Italy just 2 points away from the third set victory. Well,
yeah, jump set from Bozzetti, a little bit on the edge there, but got away with it. But fed Sorokaite, who just did the rest. There's another shot down the line.
On their serve, 24-18. Set point. Pulled back once again by the Dutch. They're just not taking anything lying down here, the orange team. Timmerman making sure that she has half a chance here of staying in this third set. On the Dutch serve. Oh.
Good eye from the Italians. I'm afraid it's missed. And we won't see a challenge from the Dutch here. Well, we will actually. They've got one left. Might as well use it. Might as well. And again, from our angle, that looked a little closer than the Dutch players thought it was. So they're going to ask, is it in or out? If it's in, we play on. If it's out, it's 2-1 Italy. It's a long, long way out. There we go. Italy's set.
But why not, as you say, Simon? You've got one left, you get 2 a set, but it does mean that Italy pick up the third set then. I love the atmospheric music, the Mission Impossible music ramped up to build the suspense. The teams go back and look at the screens, but it didn't go in the favour of the Dutch there. And the Italians now leading 2-1, 25-19. Will we see any changes now from both of these head coaches, in particular Davide Massanti? Not that I'm keen to get Igonyu on the court or anything, Simon, and I love watching her play as we look at some of the highlights so far, with Italy leading 2-1. So 2-1, the Italians lead. And here is some statistics, Simon.
Well, yeah, statistics and statistics, but, you know, the blocks and the serves were great for the Netherlands in the last game. That's actually what supported their performance and got them through. They've dropped right back down to just a single block and a single ace. And when you're not attacking efficiently, and that's still not quite happening for the Dutch, you can't win sets. And Italy getting this one across the line with a good balanced performance across the board.
And Sorokaite in particular, the #1 for Italy on 19 points now, 12 on the attack, 7 on the serve. She's up to 16 serves so far in the VNL. And she really has been instrumental so far in the lead that Italy have. And I say have because the Netherlands are just hanging on in here. But Sorakaiti Simon, well, she's doing the good stuff for her head coach, Mazzanti.
She is. We never show errors for the players because it's a subjective decision sometimes, but she's barely made an error. So out of the 7 or the 19 points she scored, I think she's made 2 errors maybe. So 17 points genuinely to her name. Well, that's the best part of the set. So Sorakaiti very strong. For the Netherlands, well, Lidicus has been trying to do the same job in the number 17 shirt, but at the moment hasn't quite happened. Well, change for the Dutch. Juliette Lois comes in, middle blocker who plays volleyball with Munster in Germany. And we'll have to see if that change makes a difference to the Dutch performance.
So a couple of high balls with snow on it at the start of this 4th set.
Free ball again. Dutch must make this count. No, still can't get a good attack away. De Gennaro jump setting on the reverse to Silla. Great pick up from Knip, but it's wide. One of those rallies where you're just waiting for one of the teams to get control of the ball, and finally Italy did.
So a nice little rally to start the 4th set. Teams have been on court just over an hour and a quarter now in this first match of week 3 in Pool 9. And we are continuing because the Netherlands are hanging in this one.
Yeah, they need to keep Italy out there for another hour and a quarter if they're going to get anywhere near winning this one. So Dutch have to take it to 5 sets to give themselves a chance. Italy want to get this one over and done with in 4. And remember, Italy still have the Agono-Oro change up. They've still got Bozzetti to come in. There's a number of changes they can make if the wheels fall off in this set. Chiricella just about reaches it. And again gets it on the block this time. And then makes absolutely sure of it. So Chiricella touched every single one of those plays and finally got the kill. Italian captain in the number 10 shirt. Really nice stabilising influence out there on court. You want a captain that motivates, but you want a captain as well that just keeps a lid on everything. Into the antenna, the red and white stick that goes up from the side of the net that indicates the out point to the side of the court. Ball has to pass between the antenna without touching them to be legal. Sorakaiti getting a serve wrong. So this is all good for the Dutch. Italy not coming out with much rhythm in set 4. And if it wasn't for their captain, then they wouldn't be putting points on the board. Another one for the number 10. Can't emphasise enough, though, Catherine, this is not a regular lineup for Italy. This is quite an unusual combination of players. And they're still leading 2-1. Brilliant. Free net from Malinov. Shaped as if she was going to hit the ball, took the blockers with her, and then just pinged it to Chiricella in the middle. And if a setter can get your hitter a free net, then that's a real feather in the cap for the playmaker. Been a bit shaky at the start. Italy now starting to put some points on the board. Again, courtesy of their captain, Chiricella, with a fine block alongside Pietrini. And that's forced a Dutch timeout, so trouble already for the Dutch. And Alessandro Beltrami, the coach, knows it.
Fair assessment in what I heard. some stuff's good, some stuff's not so good.
Yeah, and what he's particularly pleased with is the fact that the Dutch are trying to take the ball as high as they can on those spikes. He knows how well this Italian block is organised. He knows that the Dutch are not passing well, so a lot of these attacks are out of system. So if you take it high and hit it high, you've got a chance of getting off the hands and out of court for the point.
So Silla on the serve for Italy.
Oh, dear me, Di Gennaro. Well, if Italy come up with this point, Di Gennaro is going to get away with one.
Still the Dutch can't get through.
Wild hit from Silla, Dutch point. Di Gennaro, just a bit of exhibition stuff in the middle there. The libero jump setting in the front zone to the middle player. I mean, that really is just not in the textbook. And Italy have lost the point. Sometimes you just have to go old school and set it high and wide. Mind you, if she'd pulled it off, we'd have said it was play of the day. So, oh, great block. Monster block. Annick Myers at the net. Impressed when she came on in set 2. And that was a great stop at the net.
No way through for the Italians. Oh, unlucky.
The pancake from Knip, sliding her hand along the floor and under the ball, got the pick up, and the rest of her Dutch teammates stood there and watched her. That's a shame.
See the frustration as well, Simon and Knip. She's like, I did what I did, and then you didn't do the rest.
She's got a point. Oh, for some reason at the moment, Sarah Van Allen not finding her hitters particularly well. Now they're going to ask for a challenge here because Myers convinced this touched the hand of the block. So the Dutch ask the question. Players immediately retire to the back of the court. And away we go. So if it touched the block, it will be the Dutch point. It's not mission impossible for them from here at the moment, but it's getting tougher and tougher for the team in orange. And Alessandro Beltrami needs this one to go his way. He can see himself on the big screen at the moment. What he wants to see is that ball pinging off the Italian fingers.
Taking a little bit longer on this challenge to get the result through. Cricks in the necks of the Dutch team at this point. The official on the right of his shot there, he was looking, but he's given up. He's just going to wait and see what happens when the result comes through. Eyes forward for him. The Italians looking on as well. Remember, it's a 7-4-point lead in this 4th set. Mission Impossible on repeat. The 12-inch version's needed because they're still deciding on this challenge. Kirsten Knip, the libero, enjoying the music. She's given up now. She's going to rely on one of her teammates to tell her. Aha.
Farr jumping into this. Oh, looked like a little tiny touch on the pinky finger of the 17-year-old, and that's what the Pietrini-Farr discussion was about. It was Farr saying to Pietrini, yeah, I think this caught my fingernail, and that is all it caught. Great challenge from the Dutch.
So Timmerman on the serve.
Very, very impressed with Pietrini, 19 years of age, and has managed to hold her place on court. Will be moving from Club Italia to a pro contract soon. I'm not surprised, very good player. Super pick-up from Malinov. Sarakaiti goes off pace, just finds the space. Doesn't always have to be the most powerful shot Just has to be accurate. All set up though by the dive from the setter Malinov before Di Gennaro feeds Sorakaiti, just cuts on the inside of the ball. Thumb down hit that one, spins it to the line.
So the crowd being encouraged to make some noise in the Hong Kong Coliseum. It's a 3-point advantage now for the Italians. They really are being made to work in this first match of week number 3. Japan and China to come before they head to Italy, where of course they'll get super support for their pool 13 in week 4. But at the moment, they're just concentrating, Davide Mazzanti and his team, on getting past a very resilient Dutch team. You must have thought it was going to be the shortest, but in one way the longest day in history after the first set when they lost 25-13, but got themselves back in it. But Italy on the serve, leading 8-5 in the 4th set.
A few new players out there on court for the Dutch. It's going to take them a little bit of time to warm up, but Lois in particular through the middle, and then on the opposite, Annick Meyers could be the key here. But a lot of the scoreline in this game is down to just how inconsistently the Dutch have played. When they've played well, they won the set. When they've played badly, Italy have just demolished them. And another superb spike from a smiling Petrini. Sorakaiti taught her that one. Cut shot down the line.
Just when you think it's going one way, it just cuts off and goes another. Oh, well saved by Silla.
Oh, really messy
Silla.
rally. Finally sorted out by a good block. And that's all the blockers want, Catherine. They want to see where the ball is going to go, which attacker is going to be given the set. And the less control you have on the ball, the easier it is to see where the ball is going to go, and then you can line your block up. That's a monster block from Lois, new on court. Pipe attack from Pietrini. She's the go-to player at the moment, and Malinov knows it. That's the part of the skill of being a setter, the playmaker, to understand which players you need to go to in which rotation, but also which players are hot at what time in the game. And if someone's not missing, keep feeding them. Far with the serve. Good serve as well. The players trying to hit the ball as flat as they can, so no spin on it. Excite the air in the ball, and as it goes across the net, depending on what the atmosphere is like in the arena, this should move or dip. This one dipped. Well, got a bit of spin on it, but it dipped straight down.
Can she repeat it back to back? No, but she did force the Dutch side, who really do need to keep in this one now. 5 points down.
Lundqvist just over rotating in the air on that hit, miss-hitting it, but I think the Dutch, well, it's either a timeout or a request for a challenge. No, it's going to be just the timeout for the Dutch.
Something that we have also to do, because now the leader is taking a lot of space. So change your service, short, long, mostly against number 17 now, because number 14 they cover a lot. It's a good direction, the line. Get a little more in the court. Let's go!
Well, the reason they didn't challenge is because they want to keep one up their sleeve for later, just in case. But no timeouts left now for Beltrami, so last throw of the dice. But he's noticed something that the Italians are doing. Di Gennaro not on the court at the moment, the libero, but when she does come on at the end of this fast service run, she's basically dominating almost the entire court, and the Dutch service targets are stacking themselves away to the lines. It's making it very tricky for the Dutch. Good block, brilliant block by Chirichiella. Chiricella moves to 12 points for the game. That's an excellent contribution from the middle player, and a monster block takes her there. In fact, it's 13 points now for the Italian captain. Great swing from Myers. Dutch coming with a bit of heat on that pipe attack. But is it too little, too late? Good work. Lois has made a difference. Since she's come on court, she's made a real difference, the number 7 for the Dutch. Always good when the substitution pays dividends. Ace serve for her. Only been on court a short while, already on a couple of points. Decent pass from Pietrini. Silla works it off the hands. And that's the problem the Dutch have. Too many good players on the Italian side of the net not to be able to kill the ball within a couple of attacks.
So starting to creep away a little bit for the Netherlands. Sorakaiti on the serve.
Well, not a big miss for Sorakaiti because Italy not exactly in trouble in this set. She would like to put that one in with a bit of pressure. Good rotation now for the Dutch. Van Allen the setter with the serve, so 3 tall players in the front court. But it just doesn't make any difference at all. If you have control of the ball, you can run what attacks you want. Again, that slide D from Chiricella running around the back of the setter, takes off from one leg, reaches and extends, and she's got the whole court open. Really good set from Malinoff. Decent serve. Oh, that was a cheeky serve from Silla. Dutch expecting a slower float serve, and she's put some heat on that. That's a brilliant bit of work from Myriad Silla.
Dances off. Another ace for the Italian team now in double figures in terms of points. Sorakaiti leading the way on 20. Pietrini, Silla on 15. Chiricella, the captain, on 14. They're the 3 or 4 players, aren't they, Simon, that are just being consistently good in this match here today.
Yeah, and any time you can get a middle blocker into double figures, then that is impressive. And Chiricella, the Italian captain, has had a dream of a game. But in particular, this set, must have scored 6 points or so in this set already, the number 10. Doesn't always look the tidiest of players at the net. Can look a little awkward, but boy, does she get the job done. And when she hits it, it stays hit. Apart from that one, the paintbrush from earlier on. But she's having a good game, is the Italian captain. In more ways than one. Just about the play when you're the skipper, you've got to boss the show as well. And for the Dutch, only 1 player in double figures, number 17, Lidekis. And that is why Italy so comfortable in this match at the moment. So back off the technical timeout. Silla tries another fast serve but misses. But it's not really a problem. Italy 5 points up, heading into the business end of set 4. It's so impressive. It's a backcourt player jumping from behind the 3-metre line and as effective as a front court hitter. Another great set from Malinoff as well. What a wonderful angle on that pipe attack from Sorakaiti.
Some really super camera angles in this VNL season. You get a real flavour of the height, the speed and the power that these athletes generate here.
Mark Farr and Pietrini, 2 of the most explosive athletes on the Italian side of the net, but they couldn't put that one away. It's a horrible mess, and then the chicken wing to follow from Pietrini. Here we go, but can't get it back in play, and Myers sneakily wins a point for the Dutch. Good dig. Oh, wow. What a stop from Farr. I was lucky enough to see her play earlier this season in Montreux. First time I'd seen Farr play live, and she was so impressive. And this is a huge block, monster block.
And a monster block dance from Bassetti, her teammate. Full appreciation amongst the Italian squad of some of the moves and plays that the team are putting out here. They're creeping towards victory here in this match against the Netherlands.
Yeah, on that monster block replay, miss on the service from Malinov, so back to the Dutch service line, back to Myers. It's a really good hit. Free ball to the Dutch. Good work. Well, eventually the referees decide that did in fact touch the floor. So again, if the Dutch disagree, and this is the beauty of the Hawkeye technology, if the Dutch disagree, they simply challenge and say, well, let's take another look at that. Substitution to be made. Sebring coming in for the Dutch. And Jack Sebring from the VfB Soul Club. Usually plays as a defensive specialist, a libero, but being used in this game as a utility player, wing spiker and defender. And it's not done any good at all, I'm afraid. Pietrini acing the Dutch captain.
Been played a lot today. Ace, ace, bringing round the Hong Kong Coliseum. Another one for Pietrini, 15 points in total. Just 5 points away now, Italy, from sealing up this victory against the Netherlands. Oh my gosh. Super spike indeed. That's dented the court in the Hong Kong Coliseum.
Yeah, not much else the Dutch defenders could do there other than check for scorch marks. That was a big, big hit from Sorakaiti. Oh dear. Well, when it's going your way, it's going your way. A net ace then for Pietrini. That brings the total to 12 aces for Italy in this match. Not this time. It's funny that, it doesn't matter how hard you hit it into the net, it never goes through.
They try though, right?
They do,
It
occasionally.
comes close.
Job's nearly done though for the Azeri. They've looked solid today, but Dutch have been disappointing. No, too easy. So even when it's going wrong for the Italians, it's going right. Malinov trying to feed Farr. He might have got just a fingernail on that. Well, Dutch said they were going to play a lot of young players this season. And so far, it's been a tough road for them. On the reverse for Lewis. Gets the block out here. But delaying the inevitable, I think.
Yeah, 23, playing 15. The Italians just a couple of points away from victory here against the Netherlands before they take on Japan tomorrow.
Net touch, it looks like, against the Dutch. Unfortunately, the eagle eyes of the officials all over that one. And there we go. Chance to finish it here. And would you believe it, it's only Sorakaiti back at the service line.
What are the chances of another ace to win the match for Italy? Not quite, the Dutch keep it in. Silla setting it up nicely.
There we go, Sorakaiti is human. Does get it wrong once in a blue moon. Just got her approach wrong on that set. I don't think she was expecting the ball, to be honest. I think she thought it was going to go out wide to Silla. Myers back in. And the Dutch need a miracle from the service line.
And there it is. They fought hard, the Netherlands. But the Italians were not to be denied here at the Hong Kong Coliseum. Winning 3-1. The handshakes are done between the coaching staff and will be done between the players, but the Italians continue on that winning roll off the back of that week 2 win at the end against Serbia. They win here against the Netherlands. They'll be taking on Japan tomorrow. But they made hard work of that against the Dutch side. But you say the Dutch team, Netherlands, disappointing, Simon?
Yeah, they're trying to bring new players into the system. They're trying to develop new players heading into the next Olympic cycle after Tokyo. But for the moment, these players just struggling at this level. It is a big, big step up from club volleyball, and against a team like Italy, who, let's be honest, are gunning for gold at the next Olympic Games, with, I think, enough players to make up 3 starting lineups. They're that good. And against the Dutch today, well, the Dutch just didn't really have a chance.
Well, the Italians were disappointed last year in the Nations League. Didn't make the finals, didn't make the top 6, finishing 7th. If they continue on the roll that they are on, then they'll potentially cement themselves in that top 6 place for the finals in China in the first week of July. But it was an up and down match. The first set went to Italy. The Netherlands pulled one back in the second set. But the Italians were not to be denied here at the Hong Kong Coliseum. Some flashes of brilliant play, but overall the Italians just too strong, with the likes of Sorakaiti and Silla in super form. So the crowd have enjoyed, I think it's fair to say, the first match in this Pool 9 Week 3. Netherlands against Italy. And then coming up in just an hour or so, China against Japan. 3 days of action in week number 3 here in Pool number 9. And as you see, Italy go on to Japan tomorrow. And the Netherlands will face the Olympic champions China on Wednesday tomorrow here at the Hong Kong Coliseum. So the standings then in the VNL so far.